Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love cemeteries and haunted places as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. This week I'm staying pretty local because we're getting ready to go out of town next week to Louisville, Kentucky, which I will be filming there too. But for today's episode, we're going to be going to Oak Grove Cemetery. It's actually the United Methodist Oak Grove Cemetery. I have a friend who's buried there, and it's not too far away. And I kind of want to go visit my friend and take you along for the ride. I wasn't able to find a lot of history on this cemetery, and that happens sometimes because a lot of cemeteries are named the same thing. There's like multiple woodlawn cemeteries, Oak Lawn, Oak Grove. They all kind of have like a similar name. So it's sometimes hard to find the history behind a cemetery. It'll take you to all the other Oak Groves. For example, Lizzie Borden is buried in Oak Grove Cemetery, but in Fall River, Massachusetts. So we're just going to kind of learn as we go today. Enjoy. We're here at the Oak Grove United Methodist Cemetery in Carrollwood, around the Carrollwood area, North Tampa, and we're gonna go in and see what we can see. So not even here a minute, and I already learned a little bit about it. So it was established in 1890, so there should be some older headstones here. It's not the prettiest cemetery I've ever seen, but there's a lot of shade. It's nice. They have a lot of nice shade trees. Now, the first time I was here, I was solely here to look for my friend Shelly. And the crazy thing is I parked my car right over here where it's parked right now. I knew she was kind of up along the fence somewhere just because of photographs that I had seen, but I didn't know exactly where. I'm not even lying to you. I walked directly to her. I got out of my car. I walked down this path here and all the way to the end. See how pretty? It is kind of pretty, just because of the shade trees. Now, if you'll notice, my time here is limited because it's looking like the sky is going to open up pretty soon. Ooh, that's a nice older headstone. I walked down this path and all the way to the back of the cemetery. Just kept walking. And I just came directly to her. I hadn't even looked at anything else yet. So it was pretty wild. It's almost like she brought me here. But this is the final resting place of my friend, Rochelle Ann Weeks. This is her here. I love the little bench. So she was really young when she passed away. And the last time I came and saw her, my mom was in the hospital. I was waiting for her over at Moffett, so I came by here while I was waiting because it was at the time that they stopped letting everybody go in, so I came over here. And the last time I saw her, or last time I came to visit, I was telling her about my mom. My mom's up there with her now. Kind of crazy. I was here beginning of 2020 sometime, probably March or April of 2020. I brought a picture for you, Shelly. She hated the name Rochelle. She hated it. I asked her one time, why do you like to be called Shelly instead of Rochelle? She's like, because my name is Rochelle. Rochelle. She didn't like that, so she always liked to be called Shelly. So this is my friend Shelly. Died very young. She actually passed when she was 23 or so, 23 or 24. Had a young son, Peyton. I'm leaving her this picture. That's Shelly right there. Real pretty girl. Very smart. Really, actually, quite brilliant. An honor student at her school. Graduated with honors. Wanted to be a doctor. I mean, all kinds of things. And she just lost her way. I wrapped this pretty good. I don't usually like leaving things like this in the cemetery, but hopefully her mom will come soon and find it, and I wrapped it real good and duct taped it so that hopefully, I'll probably weigh it down once I walk away from here with one of these items left behind here for her. Hopefully her mom will find it and those will be some photos she can keep. But that's her. This was Shelly's dad, Gary. I've met him. I want to say he worked for the airport or something like that. He worked a lot. So Shelly was home by herself pretty often when she was a teenager, and we had some pretty wild parties. I can say that now because I'm an adult. Shelly's hilarious. She actually was so funny. She was the most double-jointed person I've ever met in my life. She could actually she could sit on the floor with her foot out like this and curve her toes all the way down to the ground. It was the craziest thing. So let's go see some other things that the cemetery has to offer. And I'm going to take some photographs as well. As you can see, time is running out. Hopefully I don't get rained on. I waited till freaking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was trying to look for history on this place, and there's not much online unless I just can't find it. But I want to take some photos. It's not a very big cemetery. We should be able to get through here pretty quick. It is well maintained. I don't see trash anywhere or anything like that, so that's good. The birds are talkative today. Lucky for me, it's not real hot out today like it has been. It's nice and it's a little breezy. It's kind of cool because it's overcast, getting ready to rain, and it looks like maybe quite the storm even going to be coming through here. So I gotta do this one on the hustle. See all the nice shade trees? So many nice shade trees, and that's what really makes it beautiful. That, and it's well maintained. There's really no overgrown grass or overabundance of weeds or anything like that. This one's obviously very well kept, and it's probably because it's owned by a church. There's always people volunteering to come and care for it. noticed often that with these taller, thinner tombstones that are usually from like the 1800s, early 1900s, I guess they're so tall and thin and awkward that they just end up breaking off. So there are several of these older tombstones here. They've broken off, but they're still sitting next to where they should be, which is nice. Yeah, I guess they can't be reattached because the cement on the top there, you know, has weathered down so much. So they just kind of rest it in the front of the tombstone. It's starting to rain, but until it's pouring, I don't think I'm going to be leaving here. I got still a little bit to see. But kind of in the middle of the cemeteries where you're going to find a lot of the older headstones. I'm noticing. Because looks like on the other side over here, mostly new. Now there are no niches here and no mausoleums. It's going to be all just your regular burials, ledgers, burial vaults, you know, things like that here. Still very cool. It's raining right now, but guess who has an umbrella? And I ain't done yet, so I'm not leaving. Let's finish seeing the rest of this cemetery. There's still some things that I see in the distance that I want to take a look at. I think we're going to be all right. Might get a sprinkle or two on my shoulder, but who cares? I always love a bench in front of your loved one's memorial. I don't know, you're going to be here talking, you know. You want a place to sit down and talk to your loved one. They have quite a few of those around here. I just like that idea. I think it's really cool. And they now make the bench, it's kind of like you can order a bench that's engraved like a headstone and have whatever engraved on it. They're getting real crafty these days with the tombstone designs and all kinds of cool stuff on the headstones. Oh look, a fleur-de-lis. That's a cute little bench. If my mom had a bench, that's what it would look like. It had the fleur-de-lis on it. But she's from Louisiana. Didn't rain too bad, but I had an umbrella. I was prepared. Got to see everything I wanted to see. Like I said, doesn't take you long to get through this cemetery. But it's still a large enough cemetery that I was surprised that the first time I came here, I walked right to my friend, Shelly. And hopefully, I left one of my cards in there for Shelly's mom, Sharon. That way she can maybe one day watch this episode. Or, you know. And I left really the photographs are for her when she comes next time. I really protected them from the elements and weighed them down, so hopefully they'll be okay. But anyway, that does it for the Oak Grove Cemetery. United Methodist. The United Methodist Oak Grove Cemetery. Say that 5 times fast. I guess we'll go get something to eat. I'm here at the pub at International Plaza. Gonna get a bite to eat. thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you had a great time visiting the United Methodist Oak Grove Cemetery and visiting my friend Shelly, who's been gone for quite some time now. I do miss her dearly, and she was just so hilarious. So I hope her mom one day sees this episode and knows that she's still very loved and missed dearly. So that does it for today's episode. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video, and I'll see you next time.